Howdy, and welcome to Anti-Earth Union Radio. This is a podcast about Gundam and one other show. I am your host, Gwen.
And I am your co-host, Noelle. And that is your co-host, Haman.
The first show we will be covering is Gundam, the origin, advent of the Red Comet, the 2019 chronological recut of the OVA series, Mobile Suit Gundam, the origin.
Now, the OVA series is more of a documentary, like a fake historical documentary with real footage. Whereas the advent of the Red Comet is much more linear.
Yes, it's a chronological recut specifically made for the 40th anniversary of the show for people who want to just jump into the main Gundam timeline, the Universal Century timeline. It introduces many of the characters and most of the plot fixtures that will become common throughout the series. Today we'll be covering the first 3 episodes. That is Child of Zeon, A Promise with Mother, and Édouard and Sayla. Now, the first episode begins with a man just fucking dying.
Well, no. Okay, yeah, I mean... Okay, no, it doesn't. It starts with the lead up to his death.
Yes. So, while giving his speech to declare the Autonomous Republic of Munzo's independence from the Earth Federation, Zeon Deikun suddenly dies of a heart attack. This causes mass riots in the colony against the Federation, while Deikun Zabi, Daikun's deputy, begins his rise to power. And right now you can see the Gundam names.
Oh, we love Gundam names. They're just delightful, honestly. You know, when you're like in middle school and you're trying to create you're just thinking, I want to make my own cartoon or anime or manga or book. And then you keep thinking, I'm gonna do it someday. And then you never get around to it. And honestly, you would be mortified if anyone had seen what you were thinking about in published form.
Yeah, but Tomino had no shame, and still doesn't.
I mean, the point of the names is that originally they were a way to get back at... Allegedly, it was a way for him to get back at the... Allegedly, it was a way for him to get back at the executives at Sunrise. Because apparently he didn't think that they were paying attention to anything that he was telling them about the show. So he just slipped in these awful little names, just trying to see if they would complain at some point.
And they never did. They just approved them all. At least that's the lore.
I mean, they either had great confidence in this, they didn't know anything about foreigner names, or, they weren't paying attention.
Yeah. In the second episode, which is A Promise with Mother, in the midst of all this chaos, Daikun's children, Casval and Artesia, along with Artesia's pet cat Lucifer, and Daikun's old friend Jim Varal, stow away aboard a cargo ship headed for Earth to escape the Zabis regime.
Not Lucifer.
As it closes its iron grip on the people of Munzo.
And Lucifer. Can't forget about Lucifer.
Yeah, Lucifer's got to get the hell out of there. And then in the third episode, which is Édouard and Sayla, 3 years There's a 3-year time skip. 3 years have passed since Casval, Artesia, and Jimba fled to Earth and sought refuge in the castle of Don Diablo Mas, an aristocrat and trusted friend of the Deikuns in Andalusia in Spain. Diablo adopts the children and renames them Édouard and Sayla, respectively. After Jimba is killed in an assassination attack by mercenaries hired by Cassilia Zabi, another good Gundam name, the Yashima group, whose president is a good friend of Diablo, offers to relocate an injured Diablo and the children to the Texas colony at Side 5, Loom.
So now we have Lucifer and Diablo.
Yes, but he's Diablo, not Diablo.
Yeah, but just maybe he's the demon of tea. Maybe he's British.
Jumping into the more detailed overview, Zeon Zoom Deikun is some kind of prophet.
Well, he's more of a sort of. He's like a regular Baptist preacher out in the middle of nowhere, recovering from some kind of addiction, and swinging a shotgun around, ranting about the apocalypse.
Yeah, but without the shotgun. He is ranting about the apocalypse, though. The episode opens on a view of his
Norse castle.
Yeah, his secondary estate, where he's staying with his
we'll call her wife.
Second wife. The first one's still there. We'll get to that.
Religious leaders,
Yeah.
They tend to do this for some reason.
Yeah.
It's a classic. You got if you're a religious leader of a kind of culty nature, you gotta have multiple wives, and sometimes, at least they're all of age.
Yes. Well, in addition to being a cult leader, he's something of a political leader, as he is the head of the Munzo Parliament.
I mean, honestly,
no
potato.
diet. It's called a diet.
I mean, well, for both things, potato. Cult leader, political figure.
I don't really know if they're all the same, but sure. He has a quote here as his wife is trying to calm him down, as he's ranting, screaming about how they're all gonna kill him. They're gonna kill him for what he believes. He says he's complaining about the speech he wrote. He's saying, "This is just a demand for more autonomy. This isn't what I want to say. This speech is to be a declaration of war to all who live in the Earth's sphere."
And you get your wish, man. You really do.
In time, and after his. And his wife is like, you gotta chill out. You gotta chill out. You gotta relax. You gotta rest. You're exhausted. You're overworked.
Okay, well, I gotta say, we gotta get to the giant robots for some reason, and you don't build giant robots with guns for peaceful purposes.
And he gets all angry at her, and then he says, "If I sleep, how will I be able to rouse my disciples?" Astraya, which is the name of his wife, "Tomorrow I will be dragged away to Golgotha to be executed."
Oh yeah, I forgot that he's married to Australia.
"And I will address the world from atop my cross. Oh, I will warn them that those sinners who incur the wrath of Gaia will soon be engulfed in hellfire and be annihilated." And then his wife is like, please rest, please, I'm begging you.
Okay, but okay, I love how he's just kind of like he's Bookchin's final. he's Bookshin's greatest disciple, really, when you think about it. He's just screaming about lifestylists and like, oh, wait. I want to redo that part. Okay, but like, okay, when you think about it,
We're not doing redos.
What? Oh.
The unprofessionalism is part of it.
Oh. No, I completely misinterpreted this part. Can we just cut that part out?
No, have some confidence. This is show business.
All right. All right. All right. But okay. So I completely misremembered this. So he's not Bookshin's greatest disciple. He is in fact Bookshin's final boss. This man is lifestylist plus. He's screaming about Gaia, the wrath of Gaia, the sort of like Mother Earth magic stuff that like Bookshin would have started screaming at the screen. He would have fucking started spitting. Kind of how like, Karl Marx is just always like, you can just imagine him like spitting and dribbling as he froths at the mouth, like screaming about child slavery. Or like, child labor, but child slavery. What's the difference? Potato. You can just see his face like getting big, his head getting bigger every second as he's screaming louder and louder, which is what reading Capital is like, really.
Yeah.
And that is what this man, in fact, is doing.
So then, our erstwhile prophet goes into his children's room and picks up his daughter, who is asleep, and says, "You're so cute. You're great." And his daughter's like, "Your beard is scratchy. I'm sleepy. And he's like, "You're such a sweet child."
I just have to also point out, Sunrise loves Artesia. She is the best character, actually. Even if she's the most fun character in Gundam, I think. She's a fan favorite for sure.
Oh yeah.
But also I have to note, what's up with Baby Char and just being neglected by everyone throughout his life? It's like he's invisible. No one regards this child. They all kind of, he's always just kind of like feared by everyone. He's like everyone just regards him as like a demon child.
He looks extremely upset.
Constantly.
He looks like he's angry at the favoritism. At the favoritism his sister is receiving. At all times, he looks upset by it. He's like bothered that he's upset by it. This is a child at war with himself. Something that will never end and is a constant theme with his character.
I mean, actually, other than the time he disappeared after the first 1 year war, there was that period where he was like missing, right?
Yeah.
Right before he returned, just in time during the beginning of like Char's counterattack. Brain dead and in a.
He was in soul sleep. And then we kick right into the opening. Right after we get right after we get...
Who's that?
Who's Char? We don't know who Char is.
Isn't he some like rando on a colony somewhere else?
Yeah, don't worry about it. After we get Casval's angry look, he turns over in the bed and it rolls directly into the opening.
Which is... I like it. I like it.
I love the first opening of this show. Every opening of this show is made in the same way, which is by taking clips from the show just clips from the episodes that are going on while the opening is playing, and then just putting those in.
I mean,
putting them to music.
They use the most, like... The music is nice. It's the most, like, space music. I like to call it newtype music. It's like a vibe to it. It's always very... It's very Space Brothers, you know?
Oh, yeah. It's very Space Brothers.
Which is a show we might cover sometime in the future.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't actually seen much of it, but clearly some of us have seen much more of the show already.
Yes. And then after the opening, we get a brief, some atmospheric building, and then Zeon Zoom Deikun takes the stage. Everyone's wondering, is he gonna declare independence? Is he gonna declare independence? There's protesters outside.
I would also like to point out that we are having a Hearts of Iron 4 moment with the flag situation outside. We have just seen the flag of...
Yeah, the flag of Zeon is the Nazi flag, but with a different symbol.
I mean, it's space. It's space.
Yeah, it's like space Nazis.
They're not... I mean...
But the Zeon flag does not show up in this episode this early, I believe. It shows up later.
I mean, they're not Nazis. They just believe in a sort of... master race, and how this master race will bring them into the future in peace and harmony.
No, they believe in the emergence of a future master race, which is in some ways more problematic. In any case, everyone's expecting this guy to declare independence, and then he just steps up to the podium, has a heart attack, and fucking dies. And then his kids are taken to see his dead body, and they scream. We get like a long, lingering shot of Artesia going, "No!"
Oh, you know what? I messed up. I psyched myself out into thinking the flag appeared already. Okay. So the flag hasn't actually appeared in the show yet, but my notes, I read them out of order. We don't get the Hearts of Iron 4 moment until after the last scene.
Yes, as I mentioned. And
are you sure? Are you
immediately
sure?
after, we get protests. Some of the signs being waved. Complete independence from Munzo. Then there's a Nazi flag. Nazi Zeon flag. There's also a Imperial Japanese Zeon flag in some other Gundam properties. Because both parallels are drawn at different times by different people using the setting. But Tomino especially liked the Japanese Imperial symbolism with these people.
Tomino is Japan's biggest hater.
But they're also space Prussians. So the Nazi stuff works. And maybe works better thematically.
Tomino. Oh, sometimes Tomino likes to draw parallels with the Japanese by using some very heavy-handed American propaganda styling on some characters, which is sometimes it looks very unfortunate.
Oh yeah. Another protest sign we see is "Damn you, Earth Federation," and "We support Deikun." And then we see Deikun Zabis telling the family of the deceased what they think has happened, while another man watches behind, angrily seething.
This is the beginning of a very important rivalry in the show: the man versus the Roomba.
And then we get a riot scene. Yeah, riot. We get some sick-ass Molotov cocktails, some whack-ass water cannons, and...
I mean, some of this is just, like, it evokes some other, like... It reminds me of, like, some other, like, riot scenes, like, anime has a sort of ecosystem with sort of like riot porn. There are a couple of works that seem to all feed into each other, like over time that I've seen. Like some of the really famous ones are like Akira, with its riot scene at the beginning with all those red flags waving, or Jinro, another sort of very interesting work. Something very it follows a kind of politics very specific to Japan and its period during American occupation directly after the war. A sort of like, because as Japan is a country very familiar with rioting and protesting. And it's always interesting to see like this sort of come out in these sort of like media properties. Because it really doesn't seem like they like talking about this period too much.
Yeah.
For those unaware, during this period, there were several major riots in Japan, known as the Ampo protests.
Well, not during this period. When this show was made, it was 2015.
But
that was like over. Protests.
Yeah, but like the period it's like calling back to was the like sort of, was some of them like most like, was when Japan was at its most explosive as a society.
So far.
So basically, people were very, very mad at the American occupation for all kinds of reasons that extend to this day, honestly, with the way the soldiers act towards locals and just the presence of foreign soldiers. I mean, like, they did, do World War II, so you can understand why that happened. But many people in Japan seem to take a sort of issue to their sort of old sort of fascistic government being replaced with sort of becoming a American satellite during this period, which culminated in the protest, the AMPO protest, which stands for the United States-Japan Security Treaty, also known as the Anzen Hosho Yojaku. I don't know how to pronounce this.
Anzen Hosho Joyoku.
Or
Joyaku, my bad.
Also known as the AMPO. The first of these treaties was signed in 1952, and a revision was to be signed in 1960. All kinds of protests and rioting during the sort of 1959 to 1960 era, which is a sort of which is a very iconic time for Japan. I believe that's when Shinzo Abe's grandfather was stabbed by was it a communist or
no? It was not a communist. It was in fact, I believe, a Japanese nationalist. But he just really didn't like his government, and he just walked up to him and stabbed him a bunch, but didn't even try to kill him. But the guy who flew an airplane into his house did try to kill him. That was Nobusuke Kishi, the monster of Manchukuo.
I mean, it's
not the guy in the airplane, Shinzo Abe's grandpa, the fascist.
Which is something, just fun to think about.
Yeah, he did just get put in charge of Japan.
But yeah, so I did kind of assume that I might have been a communist because the Liberal Democratic Party is not very popular with anyone remotely on the left in Japan, for reasons of being the continuation of the government of Japan during World War II. It's the same party.
Yeah, well, among other things. It's changed a lot over the years, but a lot of that stuff is definitely still there.
The reason I assumed that was during this period, college students and union members were really, they were getting very woke.
Very woke, very DEI.
And a sort of like, this created a sort of groundswell of Marxism. And sort of liberal thought in Japan. And liberal thought in Japan is very, very rad lib. Which, if you do not know the difference between your sort of regular lib and your rad lib, you don't know how, You do not understand how scary they can be.
Yeah, I think like the difference between like Thomas Jefferson saying all that stuff about freedom and like living in his like slave powered smart house, but if you took that away, if you took the slave powered smart house away,
Not
and
the
you
slave,
just had
not the slave powered smart home. How is the tea gonna magically appear in your room?
But if you take the slave-powered smart home away from Thomas Jefferson, you wind up with just a radlib, like a real-ass radlib. The tree of liberty must from time to time be watered with the blood of patriots and tyrants type radlib.
The rabid version of Thomas Jefferson, he had to keep like locked up and caged. But maybe, honestly, maybe just let him loose from time to time. Tommy.
But he didn't. He didn't because he needed to maintain his illusion of racial superiority to justify his financial position.
Happens to honestly no one.
I do believe this digression has gone on long enough. In any case, returning to the episode,
No. I do. The relevancy, actually, no. We gotta get to I gotta get to the relevancy of it because
yes.
During this period, Japan was absolutely rocked by a sort of string of like riots because those protests got violent very quickly because those students they wanted to establish a communist state in Japan or something remotely more democratic and social than what they currently had, which led to all kinds of unfortunate actions by the students and the union members and the members of the public who participated, including a few kidnappings, a couple of murders. They stormed the Diet of Japan and took it over, and then the treaty was ratified anyways because it automatically ratifies if no one votes on it.
To be clear, some of them wanted some constitutional reform, some of them wanted a communist insurrection, some of them wanted an anarchist insurrection, not that many, and some of them wanted just to end the treaty, to get the U.S. troops out, and they were the largest group. But all of those ideas get like lumped together as the same type of like subversive thing during that period.
And this will be
which creates a lot of like cross-pollination between those ideas.
This is going to be a running gag with Japan as we cover more anime.
Or so the theory goes. As we can both only read like Western scholars, well, anyone who writes in English, but mostly Western scholars' interpretation of events. In any case, returning to the episode, during the riot, we see one more protest sign, just a quick call out. This place belongs to space noids. Very simple protest signs. Not a lot of like, crazy stuff going on here.
We do have a tank man situation going on here, though.
Yeah, well, no, they just run away.
Well, then that one guy did not run away.
That one guy, yeah, no, they literally asked him to move, and then he disappeared from history because he was probably murdered. But we get gun tanks on streets. Now, a gun tank is a very fun vehicle because it seems to exist like pre all of the other stuff, like the robots with legs. It seems to exist before that just to give like a reason for there to have been a form factor of basically 2 legs, 2 arms, and a head with a fucking camera in it.
It's the gun tank is the greatest invention of humanity in the universal timeline. Yes. It is simply wondrous.
Yes, gun tank. You can use it on the ground. You can use it in space.
It levitates.
It levitates. And then we see Jimba Raw.
Also known as the Q Roomba.
The other the representative of the head of the other noble family that actually matters in this story. Presumably, there are others, but this is the one that matters because he's the rival of the Zabis who are about to take over.
And he's a real Alex Jones type guy.
Oh yeah,
big fan.
This guy, he loves conspiracies. He thinks everything's a conspiracy. He's probably right.
This man is Q.
About this one. Probably wrong about the involvement. He claims that to the family, to the children, he says directly, your father was assassinated by those Zabi fiends.
Okay, but like you can absolutely see him in like a dark room, like sipping Mountain Dew and like punching away into like Space 2chan about whether or not Deikun Zabi has any connections to Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah. Oh, you know Deikun Zabi has connections to Space Epstein. Space Epstein is all over fucking holy shit.
That's where they get all of the cyber newtypes from.
Yeah, those haven't shown up yet. That's a few shows away.
Don't worry about it.
And then we get a scene where Jimba Raw's son, Ramba Raw, takes the Daikuns through a Federation checkpoint. He just blows right through a Federation military checkpoint. To be clear, Munzo, the Autonomous Republic of Munzo, is a colony. Not just in the sense of being a space colony, because again, we haven't mentioned this. This is on a rotating cylinder called an O'Neill cylinder. Though actually it's called the Island 3 habitat, which we could technically build right now. Well, not really. We couldn't afford to get the stuff up there. But as in engineering wise, probably possible. Probably. Well, we don't know for sure, but probably possible.
We won't know till we try it.
Won't know till we try it. At least something smaller. The Island 3 is the third of the island designs by Gerard O'Neill, I believe. Gerard K. O'Neill. Literally just looking it up. The power of laptops. Yes, Gerard K. O'Neill.
Oh, that is a hairline.
Oh yeah, that's a hairline.
Whoa, those are bangs. Yep. That man is a Vulcan.
Yeah, rocking the bowl cut and sideburns. So I can give you the exact dimensions of these things. As Mobile Suit Gundam, the original show, was created only 3 years after these designs were published.
And honestly, these things are so cool.
They are really cool.
It's the best part of Gundam. Just watch all of the space habitat porn. They just love habitats.
Oh yeah, sometimes they stop at the beginning of an episode to like explain how one specific minute detail of them works. No time in this show, but in some of the other Gundam shows, they will just stop suddenly and be like, so this is how the spin transfer system works for getting from the central non-rotating hub into the rotating part of the cylinder with gravity.
I mean, we are big fans of space colonies, especially the habitats here at Anti-Earth Union Radio.
Yes. Now, the Island 1 would be 1 mile in circumference. This would be what we would call later the Stanford Torus, which is the smallest version, which is actually only 500 meters in radius, a different round number in a different measurement system. But the idea is the same. Some what people can handle, but not huge. And then the Island 2 is spherical for some fucking reason, to give you different gravity levels at different points, of course. And it's 1,600 meters in diameter.
I mean, the first one's also sphere.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. The Stanford Torus is just the fucking the toroidal shape. Island 1 is the sphere. And then Island 3 is 2 counter-rotating cylinders, which is not shown in Gundam. They are on their own. But they're 4 miles long in diameter and are capable of being up to 20 miles long. And they have transparent windows and big mirrors that open to let light in. This is a really fucking stupid idea, but it seemed like a good idea in 1976.
Wait, are you sure it's been a little bit. Do the colonies in Gundam not have the counter-rotating? Because they are the...
You know, they might actually... They don't have counter rotation. You're thinking of something else. Counter rotating would be like trying to get rid of resonance effects of having a single rotating cylinder by having a separate cylinder attached to that one, rotating the same speed in the opposite direction of almost identical mass. That's the idea of the Island 3 habitat. You have 2 of these cylinders.
So it doesn't throw itself, apart.
Yeah, they don't do that in Gundam. But to be fair, it does look dumb, and almost everyone draws them as separate cylinders when they draw them. Very few people, because they look boring as shit when you put them right next to each other. Oh, it's a fucking tube. It looks too long. It's hard to get into perspective when you draw it accurately.
It's a very cool tube with very cool features.
Yeah, it's cool. I'd love to live in one, except I wouldn't, because those fucking windows are a terrible idea. But they're in Gundam because they were in the original design. Nowadays, people don't really think of those. They think of some kind of huge fucking light source in the center. But it used to be that they thought that we would just have really big windows, running down the entire length of the habitat, that would be like structural components. That we would somehow be able to make something as strong as steel and completely transparent.
I wonder what happens when you crack a windshield in Gundam.
Yeah. They must have some kind of super glass. In any case, Rambaral takes them down. Oh, right. The colony. So they are a colony, right? They are a space colony. But they are also a colony of the Earth Federation. They were sent there when the population of the Earth got too bad because of an environmental catastrophe.
I wonder what that's like.
Yeah, I wonder. I don't really think overpopulation is going to be an issue, but everyone...
But they talk a lot about pollution. And a sort of ecological catastrophe that sort of forces people to realize that living on Earth is no longer feasible. Again, wonder what that's like.
Yeah, wonder what hurtling towards that future is like. In any case, they are a colony. So when Rambaral bursts through that Federation military checkpoint, that is that would be like if put it in American perspective, it would be like if Puerto Rico had an independent local military and a bunch of military vehicles along with a VIP limo, 2 military vehicles with machine guns mounted on them along with a VIP limo burst through an American Army checkpoint with no warning. To go speeding down the interstate.
Whoopsies, coming through.
Well, I guess there wouldn't be an interstate in Puerto Rico, but you know what I mean.
It's not even a state.
There actually might be an interstate in Puerto Rico, for all I know. We put an interstate in Alaska, I believe, so...
Okay, at that point, it's just a type of road, and not literally an interstate.
Yeah.
If the name has grown past, maybe the name has just grown past its
yeah,
meaning.
Now a mob of rioters shows up, and Rambaral threatens them with a machine gun. by just firing it into the air, which, to be clear, in this setting, does mean that it will just hit the other side of the colony, most likely.
This is something that I'm very bothered by in the origin, because, honestly, why is there no gun control on these colonies? Yeah. Like, honestly, like, it's to some degree, like, if you're allowed to have machine guns on you, open carried, whatever, I guess, but do you have to be shooting them? Like, into the air, like, constantly. This keeps happening.
Yeah, this does keep happening. This happened a couple times throughout these episodes. People will just fire into the air on a colony and
just braining their neighbors on the other side.
Yeah, to be clear, what this means for you on the other side of that colony, if you're very unlucky, is that you're on some fucking walk and a bullet just beams you straight through the top of the skull and right out your asshole.
Like, that thing is like an M60 or something. That is an LMG.
Yeah, that's a real machine gun right there. And he just opens up.
He just Terminators it.
Pointing upward, just goes, bah! It's crazy. Just to threaten some people, and it doesn't scare them off. They just come up to the limousine and they're like, "Holy shit, it's Daikun's family." These people are worse than the Americans about guns. And then the cavalry arrives.
Like, they treat this like it's a normal thing, right? They're so used to gunfire, they'll just charge towards someone. Like, they all go to, like, this is the future. After, like, all the people who've gone through Alice training in, like, middle school, like, grow up to be adults and raise their own kids. This is what society is going to look like.
The Mounties. But
Mountie Cassilia. Let's talk about Mountie Cassilia.
Yeah, Cassilia is a Mountie. She looks like a fucking, she looks like an RCMP. Like, it's kind of vaguely similar to the RCMP
with
thing.
Like a Valkyrie, like she's trying to, like, evoke the Valkyries while also covering up her stupid fucking haircut from the last scene, which I really want to complain about because she looks like a fucking owl. Like, that. Why did you do that to yourselves? It just doesn't look good.
She could have done anything else with her hair.
It would
she
look
decided
great.
That she should look like an owl.
Because she is Tamino approved right now. And throughout all of this, Gundam has a very specific kind of woman that just keeps appearing. And I like to call it Tamino approved designs. You will recognize a sort of vibe, a sort of theme with all the women in Gundam, and that they are tall, somewhat imposing, and they have so much, like, force of will throughout the show, right?
Yeah. Well, not all of them. Some of them very much don't.
Okay. We have some very, very bad examples in the next show, especially.
And Cassilia Zabi is emblematic of a type of woman in Gundam, which is she is tough. She is imposing. She thinks about killing people a lot. And she is addicted to anything that gives her a sense of thrill. That is to say, she is the archetype of a suicidal frontline officer in military sci-fi, which is the other thing. Gundam is just military sci-fi. There's so many military sci-fi tropes that they're in Gundam, because that's military sci-fi. It's just like that.
I mean, would you call the Aryan Mounties a trope of sci-fi, military sci-fi? Because that is what Cassilia is right now.
I wouldn't call this a trope of military sci-fi, but I will say that this is clearly taking place in the future. It's supposed to be the future of, like, our world. We're past the point where it could, like, make sense for it to happen in the exact same time frame as it does in the series, but this is supposed to be, like, our future, or one of the possible ones, right? and these people are very clearly evoking with like their uniforms and their like mannerisms, even their methods of like societal organization, like Prussia, like Germany, like around the unification era, like maybe not Prussia, maybe more like North German Confederacy type era. So Cassilia arrives with the cavalry, wearing their one half Wehrmacht coal scuttle helmets, one half Imperial Japanese Army helmets, with like a weird rib mohawk type situation running down the middle.
And it's gotta be black. You gotta evoke that black shirt look.
Oh yeah, well no, it's not black. What it is it's fucking dark gray. It's like evoking. It's like halfway between a Wehrmacht and an SS officer, a Wehrmacht and an SS uniform. It's like halfway between.
It's still an officer.
You know, it's halfway between fucking Feldgrau and that like ugly ass Hugo Boss black fucking uniform. These guys look like
dweebs.
They look like fucking dweebs. Riding their fucking horses on a space colony. But horses are really good at running down protesters. Their job is to trample protesters under their feet. These protesters seem to know this because they flee. But some of them seem to get trampled in the background.
I mean, come on. A horse is scary when it's charging towards you.
Oh, yeah.
They're big and angry.
Oh, yeah. And Cassilia's horse literally has fucking red eyes.
That is Shadowheart or Shadowmere, the horse from, like, was it Skyrim or was that Oblivion? From both. Yeah. It was the Dark Brotherhood horse.
Yeah.
It looks like that horse.
Yeah.
But like brown.
And she dismounts her horse in the most fucking theatrical way imaginable.
Diva.
Kicking her
leg out
all the way for that counterbalance.
This girl is a theater kid. Oh, look at her. She is a theater child.
So she meets with the Deikun family and says, "You're welcome for saving you."
Who have just been like calmly sort of chilling in their limousine while people are trying to like stare at them like zoo animals.
Yeah, that must be fucking uncomfortable.
Char will remember this, as he will everything that ever happens to him. I'm sorry, it's not Char. Who am I talking about? Char is on Loom. Tending to his cows. I mean, Casfall. Who is to be our main character in this show.
Yeah. And here we get into one of the little details about the Autonomous Republic of Munzo, which is that apparently it is odd, at least for aristocrats, maybe just in general, but maybe just for aristocrats, for women to be like armed and serving in like armed services. But she's like, this is the way of the Zabi family, which means that the Zabis are dark woke. I will not elaborate further. Feminists. And then in a Zabi family dark woke council meeting, she gets screamed at by her oldest brother, Sasro.
I do have to mention, may his soul be at rest and inspire eternal justice, which is something that is said about the recently dead Deikun Zeon. Deikun Zeon. Which
Zeon Zoom Deikun.
Zeon Zoom Deikun.
Exactly.
But yeah, he will be inspiring eternal justice in this universe. It never stops. It never stops.
So they get into an argument at the Dark Woke Council meeting when Sasro, her second largest,
Japanese caricature, older brother.
Yeah, her second largest older brother, yells at her for letting the Deikun slip away, and then smacks her.
These characters act like American propaganda about the Pacific, and I will not elaborate further.
They kind of do, and at times they can look like it. They don't quite look as ridiculous as you're kind of like as some of the later characters, chronologically, not in the. I mean, like from the 1979 show, there are some fucking guys who look.
Tamino is Japan's greatest hater.
I think Tomino might be Japan's greatest hater.
And the studio at Sunrise are carrying on a proud tradition.
Yes. In any case, Sasro hits Cassilia, and then everyone else has some thoughts about it. And then
we got some real women respecters in this family.
We do, yeah. There is one who says you didn't have to hit her. Which I guess is some kind of pushback.
And she gives a very iconic look in this show. This is the first of many times people will look like this, and I feel like a character that we will be seeing a lot of parallels between her and some other characters down the line, in that she is conniving, willing to sort of. She has that will to power. And she holds a grudge. She takes family very seriously except when she doesn't.
So she is so mad at this point after getting smacked that she stays quiet after everyone else leaves the room. She's completely quiet the whole time. While everyone else leaves the room, they yell about what Sasro did a little bit, and then fucking Giran, the soon-to-be oldest Zabi brother, he is mad at the Rawl family, and he wants to kill their head of household.
Yeah, it's just practice for something later. But Cassilia is giving a look at it is very much going to be something we see again, but with a different character, because they are the same person, fundamentally.
So she's trying to stay quiet here, and the way she does it is made apparent to us when they all leave the room, as blood streams out of her mouth, because she is biting her tongue, literally, biting her tongue to stay quiet, and she looks fucking pissed. Like if looks could kill, Sasro would have been evaporated on the spot.
And then we get some artillery drills.
Yeah, we get to see a Zeon artillery drill. We see the Zeon and Earth Federation flags being flown at the same height at half-mast because of Daikun's funeral. This is
what's that film? What's that film school film that it's like, it's the Hitler one. It's the Hitler one. What's the film school film that the
Triumph of the Will?
Yeah. It's got some real Triumph of the Will energy going on here with the sort of glorious Zeon flag rising over this cathedral, with all of these it's the angles, it's the way everything's being framed.
Oh yeah. It feels very imposing, very monumental. It focuses on the monumental architecture of this fucking transplanted cathedral that they're having this service in, the funeral service of Zeon Zum Deikun. They give a little sermon about his flesh being perished, but he's gonna cast his light on us and show us the way. That kind of thing. And then we see the funeral procession with a bunch of those VIP cars carrying all the noble families down.
Also some very wonderful CG horses and CG space noids.
Very good CG horses and CG space noids.
No, that is not a slur. That is simply what they're called.
Yes, that is what they're called. By wonderful CG horses, I mean very lackluster CG horses. Not great. And then we see Sasro and fucking what's the Dozel. Sasro and Dozel. The largest Zabi brother.
I mean, I have to note that did they like cure his scurvy? Like, or actually, he wouldn't have had a scurvy, but like his skin is a normal color here. He looks like he has scurvy.
Yeah, he's kind of purple in the original show.
No, he's like yellow.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And so is Garma.
Who's kind of purple.
A lot of the Zabi family members seem to have like developed scurvy or something, and like by the time Mobile Suit Gundam, the original show, starts, because they look yellow.
Yeah,
like highlighter yellow in that show.
Oh, and I forgot something at the funeral, which is we hear our first Sig Zeon. Everyone chants Sig Zeon. Sig Zeon.
Do not do this if your neighbors can hear you, because they will think you are Nazis.
Yes, victory for Zeon. And then in their conversation, Dozel and Sasro, Dozel and Sasro are having an argument about how Sasro treated Cassilia. Sasro is like, I should have done more. I should have hit her more. She's been too full of herself lately. And
women respecters.
And Dozel's like, that's true, but we're family, man. We gotta be chill with each other. And Sasro's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
You're being soy and like white knighting.
Yeah, you're white knighting. You're being soy. You need to understand this dark woke shit is just a passing fad. The political situation here is about to turn into a bloodbath, he says. And then his last words are, you'll never survive if you don't. And then, a car bomb. He dies in a car bomb, fucking incinerated. Dozel survives, though.
I mean, he looks bonkers. He looks absolutely bonkers.
And then the smallest Zabi brother in the car with Cassilia, his name's Garma. He's a child. He's about the same age as Casval. Cassilia is moderating his reaction to watching his brothers blow up by saying, "You're a man of the Zabi family. You can't let this get to you." And then Dozel crawls out of the car, still alive, fucking bleeding like crazy, screaming, "Sasro's been murdered! Who did this? I'll kill you! I'll find who did this and I'll fucking kill you!"
And then we cut to Cassilia's face.
Oh yeah, and then we cut right to Cassilia's face, looking smug as shit.
No,
the smuggest person I have ever seen.
Only if you're paying attention to her, you know? Like, she gives it away a little bit in the eyes. It's the way she's clearly holding her tongue.
Car bomb Cassilia.
Oh. And she is one of my favorite characters in Gundam, honestly. But we gotta talk about real quick. Dozel not just looks bonkers. That man is a monkey. Oh
yeah, after his brother dies, he just returns to monkey. He's literally like, he's grunting, he's screaming, he's going,
he's covered in blood. And honestly, I don't think Cassilia planned for him to survive.
No, acceptable losses.
I mean, like, which is funny, I mean, like, Cassilia doesn't accept half measures. She does not, at all, care for your, like, sort of, like, performative, like, gestures at, like, you know, at like, screaming at the other brother. She's just like, fuck you, die.
Yeah. Yeah, that's her whole thing.
You spite her a little bit, and you're on the list.
Yeah, she's like a horse, actually. She's much like the horses she loves so much. Which is... we never see her on another horse again, by the way. Which is... horses... I don't know if y'all know this, but horses... they seem very timid creatures. They can seem docile creatures. Even when they get annoyed, they just shift around a little bit. But you should understand that horses have no recourse for violence other than maximum force. They do nothing, and then they do maximum force. And that is Cassilia. That is her whole fucking thing.
I mean, a car bomb is a statement. That is really quite a statement.
Yeah. In any case, what happens immediately after this is that the plot starts moving a lot quicker. We get a lot of time getting sort of blown through with just a couple of vignettes. The short of it is that Giran, Zabi, is manipulating the media to blame Sosro's assassination on the Rawl family.
And the thing is, like, this man is totally innocent, but the way he's screaming about it makes him look so guilty.
Yeah, no, he's on his full, like, he's trying to distract the public. He's trying to pull attention away from the assassination.
He sounds like your average, he just sounds like someone, like, just some conspiracy tweeter, just tweeting, posting, but like in front of like his like minions, and it's making them very, very nervous.
Yeah. And then we get a little comic relief after all that seriousness. We get Ramba Raw having an interaction with Artesia as Artesia asks him to get her extremely terrified cat, who needs to be held in order to take a shit, Lucifer.
I mean, okay. You know, maybe if a cat demanded that I hold her over like a litter box so she can take a dump, you know, that is a demon. That cat is a demon.
That cat is a demon, a fallen angel, especially if they're cute. In any case,
he gets a little kiss from her on the lips, which is just, and he is like very enthusiastic about this afterwards.
Yeah, he's like, let's fucking go. The prophet's daughter was like, you're cool.
You're a nice guy. You're gonna go retrieve my cat.
And now he's so excited. He's so excited to serve his prophet's offspring. And he's shouting, commencing Operation Rescue Lucifer.
I mean, like, this man is a natural born Hitler youth.
Oh yeah. And then he gets
Boy Scout, really.
Yeah, and then he gets some guy with a Gundam ass name, Donovan Matgloss. To put together a platoon, a whole fucking platoon to go rescue this cat because they gotta go through what's basically like an insurrection war zone situation.
I mean, with Gundam names, just actually, honestly, imagine if the people who, like, name their kids, like, Bradixlin or something, could pick the last names too. That is what's going on with the Gundam names. Like, what is Macloss?
Yeah. At which point, we see him leaving, and then, Artesia is like, oh, I forgot to tell him that Lucifer scratches people he doesn't know.
And then we cut to a Toyota advertisement.
Yeah, we cut to a truck. What kind of truck? Hold up. Oh yeah, that's a fucking Toyota right there.
That's a Hilux.
Yeah, that's a tiny electric Hilux. People sitting on the back, fucking shooting machine guns into the air. One of them shooting a pistol into the air.
Again, they're in a colony where this will fall on someone else's head on the other side.
To be clear, even if you're not on the other side, it will appear to fall straight down when it falls because of how the curvature of the bullet matches the curvature of the, like, it's the opposite of the curvature of the cylinder, right? Because you're on the inside of the cylinder and the bullet's curving towards the center, so away from the curve of the outside. So when you shoot, especially in an elevated position, like if you're just pointing straight up, even if that bullet doesn't go all the way to the other side, like that guy shooting what looks like a fucking Tokarev up into the sky, that's just gonna go like effectively sideways and land on someone's head, probably.
I'm not gonna lie, I can't. I'm struggling to follow along with your description here.
That's okay. Now,
like, but seriously, where are there no laws about like weapons on this colony? Like, why do they have grenades? Like, how do they get machine guns? How do they get grenades? Like, what is going on here? And why is the Federation just allowing this to happen?
well, somehow they must have gotten into an armory, I'm assuming. But they're screaming, "Long live Deikun Zabi," and "Down with the Rawls, kill all the Rawls." And then we get a smash cut to Giran Zabi telling his father that they need to restore order. They need to restore order. We'll settle the score. We'll kill them all. And Deikun, the father, the largest Zabi by far, but not one of the brothers. He's the father. He says that Giran needs to master the art of duplicity and to give the Rawls a way out.
Oh, Mummy Man is just so. He looks so. He looks so stupid.
And then Dozel shows up wrapped like completely in fucking bandages, and he's like, "This is awesome. This is so fun. I love this."
He comes marching in like a fucking mummy. He's like wrapped from head to toe and wearing his like uniform, and like it's like the conversation is basically like the dad is like your sort of like regular like sort of like monarchist, sort of like, you know, noble, more neocon sort of dad, right? Yeah. Like his politics are like, you know, you gotta be a bigger man. It's very like patriarchal and like, I am the father of the society. Whereas Giran is just fascist. He is screaming, hooting and hollering about the master race.
Why should we care about the future? Don't think so hard. Just fucking kill your enemies, man. That's Giran's sort of philosophy.
And Dozel is just standing there like a fucking mummy. He's not contributing. He's just appreciating his family yelling at each other.
Yeah.
And he says
Deikun thinks that his will should be imposed on the people and that they should learn to love him. Whereas Giran thinks that if the people cannot carry out his will, that they do not deserve to exist.
Also, like,
there's very little difference in the wording and the thought process, but there's a lot of difference in how it plays out.
And also, like, Deikun says something very, very funny to Giran, which is,
Yeah, cause the scheming within the nobility becomes scheming within the Zabi family pretty fucking quick, as it already has.
like, you know, it turns out fascist families aren't the most stable. Maybe this isn't the ideal system of government that produces the ideal people you want in charge of it.
Yeah. And then we see, anti-aristocracy is a big theme in Gundam. And in a lot of military sci-fi, especially from Japan, but also in general. So Ramba Ral, we get another cut. Ramba Ral is going into the Bar Colony district.
Isn't that just the bar colony? Like, is that just one of the bars?
No, I don't think that's one of the bars. I think that's the name of the district. And he's going to Club Eden, which is a bar. He gets stopped by one of his subordinates who doesn't recognize him because his face is like fucked up from that cat.
That kitty fucking hated him.
Oh yeah, that kitty fucked him up. The bartender asks him if he's gonna come back into the military. Oh no, he asked the bartender if the bartender's gonna come back into the military. And the bartender's like, I don't want to be no Federation lackey.
And then, but this man has some very aggressive caricature like face going on. This man it's aggressive. It's bad. It's bad. He's one of the worst characters in the show as far as the look goes.
Yeah. And then we meet Hammond. Which is Ramba Ral's girlfriend.
We don't really know what the relationship is. It's very weird.
It's a very strange relationship. But they seem to really enjoy each other's company at the very least.
And Haman is Tamino approved.
Yeah, Haman is Tamino approved. This woman is terrifying.
Oh, you know what it is? What I was thinking of? Gundam women are very Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah. Well, this
tall,
type
imposing, sort of like broader shoulders sort of deal going on.
Yeah. Alright, we gotta wrap up this episode at some point. So, Ramba Ral and Ramba Ral and Hammond, whatever, they arrange to smuggle the kids and Ramba's dad out of Munzo. And then we get a cut to...
I mean, wait, but first, like, he referred, like, she was asking, what the fuck is up with your face? And he just said, it's because of Lucifer. He just blamed the devil. No context.
Oh, yeah. He does. He just says it was Lucifer. Lucifer fucked me up real good. Which is really funny. And she does not press him on it any further.
But she thinks it's like another woman. Again, very, very open relationship thing going on right now.
It's very strange, honestly. Because it's undefined. I don't think it's strange like today. But, or maybe it wouldn't have even been strange then. But there's definitely a time in between, at least, where it would have been, to make something like that in fiction. Especially fiction that's like for all ages, theoretically. So we get another cut to Estrella, talking to herself, kind of monologuing. You know, why do these kids have to be born? Why do they have to be Daikun's kids? Why did I do what I did? I'm a fucking idiot. Why did I fall in love with a cult leader?
I mean, like, now you have kids who are like future cult leaders.
Cassilia Zabis shows up for an audience with the new head of the Deikun family, who is young Casval.
Who's like 11 right now?
Yeah, I think he's 11.
Like not like 10 or 11.
Yeah, he's 10 or 11.
And Cassilia just like, first of all, what's up? Go for it a little bit. What is up with the black leather pants and the rain boots?
Yeah, she is wearing black leather pants and rain boots.
With this like burgundy, like so she's got this like burgundy military uniform she's been wearing the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
The mounted uniform. She's got these black leather like tight pants and these fucking rain boots. I'm not liking this look, honestly. I'm not liking the boots with this.
The utility belt with nothing on it. I'm a big fan of that.
And she's just, she is putting on a show. Like I said, theater kid.
Oh no, she still has the magazine pouch on the rear.
But like she is hamming up the scene. She is marching back and forth, crossing her arms, doing like dramatic flair.
Yeah, she talks to this child. She talks to this child like a fucking 5-year-old. Well, like a child. She talks to him like he's a child. And he's like very imperious.
He's not having any of this.
Yeah, he's not having any of this. He is boss baby. He is like, no, you fucking killed my dad. What the hell?
I mean, no, Caswell is, he is boss baby. He remains boss baby, like, until the end. Like, for the rest of his life, he is the boss baby, yeah.
Yep. And then Cassilia, well, he says it again after some more discussion, and then Cassilia slams him against the door, and then tells him that he is not safe, and that she could even imprison him, she could detain him,
put some cuffs on him, just like giving this kid all kinds of issues with authority. Like this is creating a very specific type of monster right now.
Yes. And then Casval responds to all of this with, I order you to remove these cuffs. And then we get an immediate cut to the ending.
We have to talk about this, like, little demon child. Because Casval is a demonic child. He's like, first of all, he demands to be, like, put in the ring. Like, he's demanding, like, his mother, like, put me in, coach. I gotta argue with, like, one of the most, like, powerful people in the colony. I have to argue with her. Put me in, coach. And he's a domineering little weirdo for a 10-year-old. And he's, like, screaming at Cassilia, like, you will not do this. I am not having this. Let me out of these cuffs. Like, this kid is having none of this.
Oh yeah, he is having none of it.
But, like, also, why is she negotiating with a grade schooler? Like, why is she even humoring this? She just thinks it's funny until, like, this child just starts, like, dictating, like, orders to her.
I think she just really believes in the newtype stuff. And that's all there really is to that. She really believes in the newtype stuff.
Yeah, if a child has, like, demonic vibes, it must be a new type.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we get the ending there, which is pretty nice. It's a pretty chill ending. I would recommend, for anyone who does it, I would in general recommend watching at least one time the entire ending of an anime that you're watching. People put work into that. Watch it.
I mean,
at least once.
But also, like, I gotta talk about how, like, you gotta wonder, is this the moment Casval gains his, like, misogyny problem? Because this is a real problem with Casval.
Oh yeah. Going forward, he is going to have not a dim view. Oh jeez. Not really like a dim view of women in general, but not a super positive view of their character as people.
Or their agency, or anything really. He has a very interesting track record with women going forward.
It goes back and forth though. It's not universal. He has a lot of change as a character, as a fan favorite character, who was originally going to become the main character at some point, although that never happened.
We'll get to this eventually.
Yeah. He changed a lot because people wanted him to be better as a character. They wanted him to be more compelling. They wanted him to be like the unambiguous good guy instead of this like Avenger type who just wants to, well, he wants to avenge his family.
He wants to see the world burn.
Yeah, he wants to avenge his father, and he wants to destroy the Zabis.
I mean, he is the Joker. This man is the Joker.
Yes, this child becomes fully Joker-fied.
Falls into the vat.
Yeah, he fell right into the vat. Fully Joker-fied. And that's really all there is to it. He is a broken person after that. His mind is smashed like a bowl of eggs by this whole experience, and he just doesn't know how to cope. He has to work that out during his formative years, which can't be fun.
And that is the first episode.
Yeah, that is the first episode. The second episode,
a lot happens in that first episode. The rest of them won't be nearly as tense as what that just occurred.
Yes, the second episode opens with Giran playing Go against a computer in the most annoying way possible.
Go Hitler!
Which is that he has a blank board that he puts his black pieces on, and then the computer puts the white pieces on only on the computer screen, and then he has to look at the board, and I guess just that sounds like it sucks. That sounds really annoying. I would not want to play Go like that. But maybe I'm just not 5-headed enough.
And they're talking about founding 1,000-year Zabi dynasty. Again,
oh, yeah.
Go Hitler.
And he's reading at the same time. I forgot. He's doing doing the Bible in Mandarin in one ear. He's doing the fucking the two audio music. Books. Yeah, classical music in one ear, Bible in Mandarin on the other.
He's reading Mein Kampf, except evidently he does not know who Hitler is. We will find out.
Yes.
But in one hand, metaphorically Mein Kampf, and the other playing Go, just getting ready for that 1,000-year Reich.
Oh yeah, he's getting so ready for that 1,000-year Reich. At this point, I'm fairly certain he's well, I'm the oldest one, I'll just coast. He's just thinking, I'm the oldest one, I'll just coast in. After my dad dies, I'll be in charge. So I'll just get ready for that. And he has this kind of look of bored complacency until he's annoyed by anything that breaks the expectations he has. He's bored, but he wants to remain bored. He needs to feel complacent. He needs to feel like nothing will ever go wrong.
He's a fascist.
Yeah, he's a fascist.
They're very fragile people, just in general.
Yeah, and during this conversation, Giran heavily insinuates that he knows that Cassilia had Sasro murdered, and that he's not going to say anything about it because he's kind of fine with it. Because it makes him next in line.
And also, with the trend of women respecting in the family, he is basically just know your place woman. He's just going, he's not having it with how uppity she's being.
Yeah, she's being too uppity.
And she will remember this. Though Cassilia was, girl bossing too close to the sun, honestly.
Yeah, she was. So
if it weren't for the fact that no one would, if it weren't for the fact that Giran has some sort of plan that involves her, that she would have been outed immediately. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, we get another fantastic Gundam name, not revealed in the next scene. We don't actually know. We don't actually see her full name in this show. But she is Madame Rosalucia. Her name is Rosalucia. She is Daikun's first wife, who is really not happy.
She's got choice hair.
Yeah, she is pissed. She is absolutely fucking pissed. She looks like she wants to strangle these children. She looks like she wants to strangle Astraya. She looks like she wants to kill them. And the only thing that is stopping her is the fact that she cannot walk.
And also, like, the way her bangs, like, frame her face makes her look like the, like, crusher blocks from, like, Mario. What do you call them? With the faces on them. The gigantic blocks that, like, fall.
Oh, shit. I don't know what those are called. I'm not
Yeah. But it makes her face look like that.
Oh,
yeah. Or, like, one of those, like, Olmec statues.
Oh, yeah. She's got a fucking square. She's got a square head. She must be Norwegian.
Okay, we don't need to be bringing out the, like, 18th century racism now, alright?
It's not 18th century, it's 19th century.
My bad. I do always get it wrong because I always think 18 should be 1800s because it takes this bit, okay?
Yeah, you gotta know your square heads, your mix, and your dagos apart.
Alright, there, okay.
Okay.
I'm not white, so I can't say that.
Oh. Okay. Now, this woman imprisons the Deikun family.
In a fucking tower.
In a tower.
It's fucking Rapunzel.
Tower.
It's fucking Rapunzel.
Yeah. Puts them in a towel. In a tower.
I mean, I guess if you roll up a towel, you get a tower.
Yeah, now you understand my pain.
I mean, it looks kind of like a lighthouse, honestly. It's like in the middle of a lake.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it's just like, why does this evil lady have a Rapunzel tower? Like, are we watching that, like, Disney film Twisted?
Yeah, well, no, it was built as a place for contemplation, she says.
Yeah, because our glorious cult leader had to seclude himself so he can commune with Space Jesus.
Yeah. Space Jesus doesn't exist yet.
Regular Han Christ over here.
Don't bring up Han Christ.
Han Christ?
No, don't bring up Han Christ. They can look it up.
Han Christ #1. Heavenly Kingdom of China, only real China.
He's Jesus' brother.
Who wouldn't follow Jesus' little brother?
Look, sometimes you go a little insane. Just a little insane from failing a civil service exam. Sometimes you just lose your marbles. Sometimes you just lose your marbles from failing the civil service exam, and that's just your life. You have failed the civil service exam, and now you're a cult leader. It happens, Probably happening as we speak.
I mean,
No Han Christ. No Han Christ.
No, but like
Drop
it's like it's okay, but it's like, that rich kid who like couldn't become a doctor, so they decided to run like a crypto scam instead.
Yeah, but hundreds of thousands of people die horribly, and like millions from a famine.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's considered that he killed millions.
Yeah, he did. He got millions of people killed, but directly,
like
hundreds of thousands.
Like the
1800s.
1800s. Yeah. It would be after the British already arrived.
Anyway, moving on from Hong Christ. Moving on. We get a little information that Rosa Lucia is a second generation colonist, and that they have like a dark resentment for being denied.
She's such a drama queen.
For being denied life on Earth. They have a resentment. They're angry. They're pissed. For being denied, like, not only a life on Earth, but any kind of like autonomy in this place where they're forced to live.
I mean, she's so extra. Like, she's such a little diva. I feel like she does everything about her seems like specifically crafted to be as dramatic and like like that like she acts like conservatives think goths act.
Yeah.
My dark, crushing heart.
Yeah.
You will never understand what it's like.
Oh yeah. Now we get a cut to Rambaral coming home and seeing that his home is trashed, and his girlfriend shows up to give him a note.
She's like disguised, which somehow fools him. It's like some Clark Kent shit. Like it's not convincing.
It's literally just glasses
and like a suit.
Yeah, glasses and a pantsuit.
Tamino approved. Haman is always Tamino approved.
100% Tamino approved.
Haman, not Haman. Sorry.
Crowley.
Oh yes, just Mrs. Crowley.
Crowley Haman.
Who? I mean, that's not the worst name.
It's not the worst name.
That's semi-plausible.
That's a semi-plausible name. I could believe that name. Now, they do a little bit of scheming, but not. It's pretty light on the scheming. It kind of glosses over it. It seems that Crowley Hammond is something of a Rawl family operative, and Jimba Rawl is like, "Can you get them to the docking bay? Can you get them to the place, to the exfil? Can you get them smuggled out?" And she's like, "Absolutely. I have a foolproof means of delivery," without giving him any information except an extremely smug smile.
OPSEC is important,
And then he meets his dad, who's chilling in his fucking Führer bunker.
I mean,
one-man Führer bunker.
Again, it appears that like these people live in like a no gun law future. There are zero laws about anything because they have bazookas.
No, this man is rich. He's part of the noble family. As the heads of the noble families are part of the military.
Yeah, but they also like everyone has machine guns. Random street thugs are just rolling down the streets with machine guns.
Yeah,
like this is some 1980s.
They probably
shit.
raided an armory. It's a riot.
All right, okay,
you don't have to, but also they probably do have civilian guns. In any case, Jimba Raw pulls a of all the fucking guns he has, he pulls a fucking 38 special snub nosed on his son, and then
he could have picked the rocket launcher over the fucking RPG.
And then he yells at him, and he's like, "They won't take me without a fight. I will never run away." And then his son's like, "I have arranged for you to run away." And then Jim Baral is like, I love you. You're so good. You're perfect. You're the greatest son who's ever existed for any father ever."
In other words, he is the ultimate LARPer.
Oh yeah, he is a LARPer.
He is dressed up in like the like flak vest and like that sort of like tropical shirt.
Yeah.
And like he's like surrounded by like AKs and stuff.
He is hoarded like a like large fire team's worth of weapons and ammunition, and he is not using any of it. Because he's just sitting there in a room. It's all for just him, for some reason.
And his Q drops.
Yeah, and his Q drops.
He's just tapping furiously on the computer in that room.
Is there a computer in that room that he's furiously tapping
I like
on?
to imagine there's like a desk. I imagine that's where he does it.
Oh yeah, he's gotta be. It's
in a castle. It's a hidden room in a castle. I would do all of my Q drops in the hidden room.
And then after that, we get a very sad scene where Estrella tells her children that they will be leaving and that she will not.
And she is very unconvincing about this. So unconvincing that even like a how old is Artesia? Like a 9-year-old, like a 8-year-old?
She says that she will be following along behind them. But Artesia doesn't believe this.
Again, she's like 6, 7, 8 or something, and this small child sees through this clear as day.
Yeah, she's
unconvincing.
Yeah. So then her mom is like, when you've become a good girl, that's when I'll come on Earth. And
which is just asking for problems.
Yeah, and she's like, no, you need to say it properly.
I mean, like, just imagine telling your daughter, while you're clearly planning on never seeing her again, just being like, oh, if you're a good girl, I'll come meet you. Like, are you trying to, like, destroy this child's future? Are you trying to, like, break her?
Yeah, it is really fucked up.
And then she lies some more.
Oh, yeah, then she lies some more. She just comes up with another lie immediately. She's like, look, 100 lunar months. Just wait 100 lunar months and I'll be there. She explains what the moon is, because her daughter's never seen it. And tells her how it looks from the Earth's surface. And then basically tells her how to construct a mom return-based lunar calendar. A deadbeat mom-based lunar calendar.
100 lunar months.
Yeah, 100 lunar months to doomsday.
And all she's told is that the moon gets bigger and smaller, and 100 times it gets bigger and smaller. She has no context for this because she lives in a fucking toilet paper tube. She has never seen the moon before.
And then she gets distracted by being asked to count to 100. And then Casval looks angry and sad.
I mean, this kid's figured it out too. Like, the little sister's figured it out. The big kid's just brooding like a demon child as usual.
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
You will remember this.
Then, they say goodnight and they cuddle in bed and stuff. And we get a cut to guntank rolling onto the grounds of the tower, breaking down the gates, and then Crowley Hammond pops out, or Hammond, or whatever. I never know how to pronounce her name until I hear it in the episode. But she shows up and she's like, I'm going to take these two kids. She's dressed as a Federation officer. She's pretending she's doing stolen valor. She's impersonating a military officer.
Is she stealing valor though? Because I think she deserves the uniform. I think she deserves the uniform. She's like a soldier, kind of. She works for a military.
In any case, she more or less kidnaps the children, although they know it's happening. But that's how it looks. They get in the gun tank. They get in the gunner's turret up top, in the head, and then their mom waves at them while they leave her forever.
And I have to note that, like, their mom was like comforting, Artesia, and like telling her about how, like, just like, and calming her down, trying to make sure that she doesn't freak out about anything. But Bashar's just like, they just forget about. Oh, sorry, Caswell. This is hard, okay? And like, she just ignores him. He just pretends to be sleeping, and he's just the most unloved child. Right before he never sees his mom again, basically.
Oh yeah, he is literally neglected, because of his attention-hogging younger sister.
Who he has to pretend to be like fine and like wave back at mom and like, all right, never seeing you again. Artesia, it's fine. Everything's fine.
So Crowley provides these kids with a change of clothes.
I'm not even sure why they change clothes, honestly, because like,
it's so that they're not wearing fine clothes, so they don't look like they're noble children.
But they're in like a tank.
But like, it would be uncommon because they're gonna escape from the tank. You see.
I mean, I guess but it's not like it's. I guess the Prince and the Pauper thing, but like, do people recognize the kids that much? Would they have like on TV that much at this point?
Probably.
All right. Okay. So yeah, maybe that would work.
So when they get underway, Hammond goes under down to the driver's compartment to meet the two operators of this guntank.
Who are different kinds of stereotypes. Oh wow.
Yeah, they are full on Gundam faces. This is
the lips.
This is shit that this is
the eyes, the lips, the yellowish tinge to their skin.
Oh man, it's really something.
And their behavior is what really sells it.
Yeah, because they attempt to
coerce some sex.
Yeah, they attempt to coerce some sex out of Hammond, and she is not having that. She threatens them
and just beats the shit out of them. And she just beats the shit out of them.
Oh yeah, she beats the shit out of them, and then
just stares down the barrel of a gun, completely unperturbed. Again, I feel like she has been up to some stuff. I don't think that she has not been involved in whatever sort of like. She is part of the sort of like military and sort of forming on Munzo right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the Federation military forces, we cut to their sort of staff headquarters where an officer is yelling at another officer and saying, "Where are they? We need to get forces out there to intercept this weird fucking gun tank that's just rampaging down the streets, crushing cars and shit." It cuts to it crushing cars. People are running away from it. It's just going down like not a busy street, but like a street that's being used.
And I think one of the characters, when the Federation soldiers are like complaining about this like tank, is a character it's one of the generals from 79. I may be misremembering this.
Yes, I think I recognize the face, but I don't know the name.
But yeah, and then we cut back to the sort of like general happenings. What's going on in that little gun tank?
Yeah, they the kids are rocking around in there. They have funny clothes on.
What like Casfall looks like a male Newsy. Yeah, Newsy looks like a little Newsy. And Artesia's again. Why did they change clothes? Because I don't think a purple witch is less conspicuous than what she was wearing.
Hey, maybe that's normal children's clothes in the future. For all you fucking know.
I mean, she is literally a witch with a black cat. Like, what is this fucking Halloween?
No, that's just it is a witch hat. And she is wearing weird long sleeve dress with a mantle on it that does look very like Halloween witch like.
I mean, is this like, are they doing the like?
That's just fashion for children.
Are they doing the Victorian child like with the fucking gown again?
Yeah, I think they are. And then we get a smash cut to Cassilia waking up naked in bed, so she sleeps naked. Lore. That's lore.
I assure you, dear viewer, that this was entirely necessary.
It's entirely necessary for us to see Cassilia titties. No nips, though, for anyone wanting to know, in case you didn't look too closely. No nips. The outline of the nips is there, but there are no nips.
Sunrise has decided that everyone in the UC timeline is a Barbie doll.
Yes.
Though they do have some very convenient light rays, suggesting that might just be a stylistic choice.
Yes. Yeah. They are, they definitely have nipples. They're humans.
Are you sure? If I don't see them, they're not real. Clearly.
Does the Gundam time... Well, we know the UC timeline has nipples because we see so many of them in the first show.
That is true, yeah.
There's so many nipples in the first show.
Broadcasting standards have really changed since the first show and this one.
Oh, yeah, because they're like fucking teenagers, too.
Anime.
Anyway, Rambaral stops a bunch of weird-ass, double-barreled Abrams-looking-ass tanks.
They're just modern tanks. All tanks look like that.
That's true.
The composite armor, it all looks the same now. It's all utilitarian.
Yeah. So anyway, Rambaral fakes a flat tire. in front of the tanks, blocking a roadway.
Just giving some of the worst like acting. Like
Yeah.
this is cheap acting. This is barely believable just there for the plot.
And then a bunch of the other roads from the Federation military installations are also blocked by like construction crews, all sorts of things that were not scheduled and are very clearly just there to block them.
The corruption meter is high in Munzo.
Oh yeah, high corruption.
We are getting destabilizing effects in your EU4 game.
Oh yeah, and this the individual commanders would be like, oh shit, there's just this random thing blocking my way. And if you're lucky with a strategy like that, they wouldn't figure it out until later that it was all coordinated. Anyway, the guntank with the children on it is on the main road, main thoroughfare towards the port, and is being intercepted by some other guntanks. At which point, Crowley Hammond tells the guntank pilots to open fire. And they're like, that's treason. We're not doing that.
Come on, don't be a pussy. Come on, you won't.
And then she's like, fine, I'll do it. I will do it. And then, Casval,
the very normal child he is.
Yeah, Casval decides that he's going to kill them.
Yeah, he's talking about enemies. I am my enemy, your enemy, mother's enemy, everyone's. He's a very normal child.
Very normal child. So while holding his little sister in one arm and sitting on his lap, while she's holding her beloved cat Lucifer, he is grabbing the joystick. Hammond is down in the driver's compartment using the secondary cannon controls. She disengages the safety, and then Casval opens fire and kills another guntank instantly. The others panic, not expecting this to happen, and then he fires again, killing another guntank. Hammond is terrified.
This child has racked up 2 kills before he has reached puberty.
His
at least 2 people. These 2 tanks full of like probably multiple people.
Oh yeah. He is killed. I believe in like under a minute he kills 6 people here. And Artesia is sitting in his lap going, ah!
You know, I mean, like,
stop!
I mean, just like, you know, she's very reasonable reaction to this.
Yeah, she has like a flashback to the stuff her mom is telling her about Earth, and she's having a fucking moment while Casval like annihilates this other guntank with all these whack ass tricky maneuvers. And she's like panicking. Her eyes are going crazy. The time it's in like slow motion.
Honestly, Federation soldiers are such ass at this. Like they're so bad at this.
They have to be bad at it, or the story can't happen.
I mean, yeah, but like they're just wow, they are incompetent. There are like 6 of them or something, and they all get killed by a child. Like I don't care how special this child is. Oh yeah, they do all get killed by a child. I don't care how fucking psychic this kid is, they got killed by that fucking child. Like it just there were 4 of them. They could have like coordinated a little bit or like not panicked immediately. Like where is the discipline here? So then they set up an autopilot and have it just go straight ahead towards the next line of gun tanks that's coming out to stop them, while they hop off the back. And Artesia's extremely loyal cat jumps with her, that's quite something. I don't think Haman would do that. And meanwhile, Caswell is like coming down from his like Anakin moment. Yeah, he's getting the shakes. He's like freaking out. He's getting the Vader shadows. Yeah, he feels bad. And then they get to the cargo terminal. They get loaded into their container off screen. And then there's a fun little scene where
a Raw family operative who's in the Munzo military has to like run cover on this cargo box that has a cat meowing in it. So he starts running around being like, "Ooh, there's a cat, ooh, somewhere over here," to like draw suspicion away. Just doing the most suspicious shit imaginable.
Meanwhile, Artisha's just been freaking out because she's just endured the most like ham-fisted, like least overt like war harms children
Most
like
overt.
bit. Just the most the most in-your-face war harms children bit in the entire series. I feel like it's a little bit much, honestly, with the like going through all of that with like the mom telling her the story while like people are dying, and then she's like screaming inside of a cargo container.
Yeah. Anyway, Rob Baral is up on his up in the observation gallery of the port, sweating and nervous. And Cassilia approaches with a bunch of her security goons in their special uniform, the mounted police uniform with their weird fucking berets.
Haman just said some shit like that's basically just boils down to like to Jimba or no to Rambaral. That's basically like boiled down to I can be your angel or your devil.
Yeah, I can be your angel or your devil.
Yeah, and like she's I mean that is their entire dynamic. And they just have like unmatched chemistry, honestly, in this like series.
They really do. They really do. For them and them alone, I'm a straight ally.
And also that's a smuggler. What's his name? Like is that Maclos or?
I think that is Maclos.
I don't remember these people's names. I refuse to remember these names.
I might be wrong.
I mean, like they get really bad later on too. They get so much worse. But this man is like sobbing. He's acting completely unchill while trying to like draw no attention to this like smuggling operation, human trafficking operation happening here. He's like crying and sobbing and like yelling at people to like, what, do you not trust me, huh? And he's just completely untrustworthy. Why did they hire this man to do this?
I mean, because he was the guy on the spot. Anyway, it's loyalty, right? Loyalty over competence. That's how aristocracy works. So, Cassilia shows up with her very scary looking mounted police guys with their weird little like MP5 looking. The magazine's too big, so it's some kind of intermediate cartridge. She basically gives them a speech where she's like, "Look, I know what you've done here, but that's fine. It's whatever. But I'm gonna bring you before the proper authorities." And Ron Baral's like, "Yeah, we'll just go. Why not?"
He's just gloating at this point because he thinks he's gotten away with it because he has.
And then we get the first scene of the actual outside of space. They leave the colony, and they leave their cargo container once they know they're safe on the ship, and they look out the window.
And they get a sort of like classic Gundam moment where like the first time the character's out in space, it is classic. And like when they like feel of 0G and they get to see all the like sea of stars out there, and their minds are locked, man. Yeah. Like
Casval looks. He gets this look of total awe in his face when he realizes that the giant that what looks like a fucking toilet paper tube is the only world he has ever known.
Looks like one of those Hitachis.
Yeah, it does. It looks like a sex toy.
No, there's a back massager. Come on.
Yeah, of course, a back massager. And then they see the moon. Oh, they see the sun, and they look directly at it, which is fucking...
That's space.
Awesome.
In space.
That's awesome.
I mean, I would imagine that the windows would have some filtering going on.
Yeah, they have to, but...
Because of small children looking out the windows directly at the sun.
Yeah. But then they see the Earth. And Casval gives some ideology lessons. He's like the Earth is beautiful. The Earth is beautiful, but humans have polluted it. They have destroyed it.
And just Gundam is very
Space noids were driven away from there and came into space, and that's why. And then they look at the moon.
I love the lifestylist ideology.
Yeah, same. Then they look at the moon, and Artesia's like, that big thing grows round, and then fade out to the ending. What did you think of this episode?
Casval, this child is demonic. How does no one see this kid getting how does no one see it coming with that kid?
I don't know. They have to, right? They have to see it coming.
They have to
At
be
least some of them.
They have to be willingly ignoring it. Honestly, which that happens a lot.
Look, sometimes a kid has bad vibes. Sometimes a kid has bad vibes. And not to steal a bit from another podcast, but honestly, just hit him in the face with a brick. It would have solved so many problems if they had hit this kid in the face with a brick.
I don't support this, but...
Look, I'm not saying that it can be done in real life, right? Just because a kid has bad vibes. But I'm saying that it is very common in fiction, in origin stories especially for complicated characters, when a kid has bad vibes, right? If you're genre savvy in one of these settings, you're gonna just beat the shit out of that kid. You're gonna give that kid TBI. You're gonna make that kid as dumb as you can make that child.
Okay, but I feel like that
you want to nerve staple that kid.
But I feel like they would still have to have the same sort of morality as we do, so it would be a monstrous act in that world to do that.
Yes, of course, but what I'm saying is that it would have solved the problem.
I mean, if we're endorsing pre-crime here, sure.
Now, we get to episode 3, where we get a time skip. It's been 3 years.
And this episode is a lot less happens this one.
Oh yeah, this episode This episode has a very clear pace. It's very chill. It doesn't, unlike the last two, they had a kind of vibe of what they are, which is a chronological recut of a story that isn't told in chronological order.
And we get introduced to Artesia. I think she's 10 years old in this scene. And why is this 10-year-old a nurse?
I think it's a hobby, because she's also she's basically part of the nobility here. Right? She got adopted into a noble family.
But who lets a 10-year-old do medical treatment on people?
Look.
Who lets a 10-year-old perform medical?
A 10-year-old can apply a fucking bandage.
I guess, but I don't know. It's just, are they that short on people who can help here?
Yes. They're that short on people willing to help for free, which they would have to, because these are the extremely impoverished.
Alright, I guess, yeah.
But yeah, and they call her a princess because she lives in a castle. She has
a sort of princess aura throughout her life.
Oh yeah, it never goes away, and she gets told to disinfect. There's a Federation official hanging around, which is fun.
And we get introduced to Mr. Diablo, their new adopted father.
Don Diablo. Yeah, he's an important man.
In a castle in Andalusia.
Yeah, he lives in a castle in Andalusia.
And
and we get a lot of cuts in this early part of the show. We see Artesia jumping into the pool, and then we cut to we see Sayla. Their names have changed. We see Sayla jumping into a pool, and we see Édouard looking at her through the window.
I would get my name changed immediately if it was Edward. Like,
No.
Édouard.
Édouard.
That's what I mean. Like, if my name were Édouard, I would get it changed immediately. Any opportunity or chance, I would get it changed.
It's literally like a name there.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that one.
God. It's the one fucking Sayla, too. You're picking two fucking names that are real. You're like, that's bullshit.
No, I just don't like the name. I think it sounds dumb.
Well, it is just pronounced Edward. But, Edward gets some lore dump. His teacher keeps dead naming him. His teacher is Jim Baral, who looks old now. Older.
And he's still Q posting.
He's still Q posting. Talking about the historic duty of space noids and bringing new types into being. That the ideology of Deikun is not readily accepted by the masses. But Edward isn't fucking listening. He doesn't give a shit.
And like, and they describe the way they describe space noids, they're like INTP prophets. Like, like they're like, I'm not sure if they're saying that like, well, they're talking about like in every age, prophets have been solitary figures. Even Daikun's ideology was not readily accepted by the masses at first, and I'm just like, they're really playing up the tortured artist like sort of stereotype for these prophets.
Yeah. But and then he says, it was only when humanity went into space and was able to view the Earth as a living organism that a time of evolution came upon us. It is new types who will not only transcend imperfect communication and achieve true mutual understanding, but will also gain new physical possibilities. And then he just keeps droning on, and we get a cut to what Sayla is doing, which is crawling out of the pool and saying, "What's wrong with me?"
And then we get cut to Don Diablo meeting with some
Federation officials.
Yeah, Federation officials, and like. Then
there seem to be public safety and sanitation officials, because that's what he says he hopes they work on. So,
I mean, like, I just like, what is up with Jim Baral? Like, he's just a real Don Quixote, isn't he? Tilting at everything.
Yeah. He's
got windmills with windmills to tilt at. You know, like he's just lost it at this point. And like he's like invited some like sort of like sketchy like military industrial complex people to the like compound, and like Don Diablo is like not having this.
Oh yeah. He wants nothing. He wants nothing to do with it. He is pissed about it.
But also like Sayla is like sick now, which is gonna be important later. But now Diablo's like grilling the shit out of like Jim Baral, cause what the fuck, man? Why did you invite Anaheim, which is a sort of military industrial company, to my compound? Do you understand what you have done?
Yeah. Don't fucking get the military industrial complex involved with your fucking like petty noble struggles. That's
stupid
bullshit.
crusade.
Yeah, this is bullshit.
And I'm glad that the kids have like a normal father for once in their fucking life.
Yeah, it's nice.
And then we get like they just like have a very like unsubtle like rant about the military industrial complex. Honestly.
Yeah, they don't care about the Zabis. They don't care about Zeon. They don't care about you.
He's basically declaring the MIC the like highest form of capitalism.
He does. He threatens to kick Jimba out for if he doesn't stop. And then Jimba grovels and literally grovels at his feet. Please don't kick me out. Please, I'm begging you.
He's just a pathetic mess of a man.
Oh yeah, he's yeah, absolutely. And then we get a cut to Sayla sad hours. We get sad Sayla hours.
I mean, like, honestly, like, what the fuck, Mom?
Yeah, what the fuck, Mom?
Like, Sayla has finally realized what a month is. Well, the moon it's called a month because of the moon.
Yeah.
And, like...
I don't know who that is, actually, but it might be.
It's the month. I was always taught that it was the month.
But that might just be a way of remembering. That's folk etymology.
Who knows?
That might not be true.
I don't have a...
It could be true.
Do I look like I am an entomologist? Do etymologists look like anything?
Entomologist?
I don't know what the fuck
Etymologist.
Etymologist. Alright, don't... Alright, moving on. Alright, and then, but seriously, what the fuck?
Yeah. She's mad. She's mad. She's like, Casval's already taller than Rawl. She's writing in a diary. She's addressing it to her mom.
She's engaging in some serious cope. She's constantly at the mercy of other people at this point, and she will be for quite a while. It seems to be a real theme of her life for a while. That she is constantly at the mercy of her other family members, just like being the only normal person in this fucking family.
Yeah. But then she gets sick. She falls ill with a fictional disease that they call Sahara fever, which is interesting. And they have Edward keep an eye on her.
They're not even... Wait, are you sure it's not real? I have no idea about whether or not it's real or not.
Sahara fever is not an illness.
Okay, but
there's
also
common illnesses that cause fevers in sub-Saharan Africa.
Are they close enough?
But that's true everywhere.
I guess in this world, like, it originated near it just circulates around the Sahara, because, like...
No, you don't need to justify it. They just made up a fucking fever. They're like, Sahara fever.
Alright, I mean...
You don't need to think about it that hard. It's not...
Alright, okay, but, like...
Sneak attack! That's how it's written in my notes. Sneak attack!
Alright, but, like...
Dead of night.
Some mob violence is going on outside. Like, some kneecaps are getting broken.
Yeah, people are just getting fucking murdered. It appears to be an attempted family annihilation, employees and all of Don Diablo and all associates.
What was that? It's a real bloody what was that, Bloody Valentine or?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, when
there's a million incidents like this.
Yeah, but the one where where Al Capone ruins his public image.
Oh, the Valentine's Day Massacre.
Yeah. It's some real hardcore mafia shit is happening right now.
Oh yeah, people are charging in with fucking khaki uniforms, looking like they're wearing British World War II surplus, carrying what must be at this point ancient guns, AKs and shit.
And there's some fucking knight for some reason.
And then there's a knight. There's a guy in a full suit of plate armor.
With a sword? And it's just why doesn't...
a basket-hilted broadsword.
Why does he not have a gun?
Look, this guy is operating on full dudes rock energy, and I completely support it.
But it's just come on, you're on a mission. You're on a job.
Yeah, he is on a mission. He's on a mission from God to look sick as fuck.
To defend a straight fucking Diablo, because he just falls through that fucking window.
Yeah, he does just push him through a window.
No, he doesn't push him. He just approaches him. I guess that's the point. He approaches him menacingly and just falls out the window.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he just walks toward him. and he's pushing back against the window, and he just falls right fucking through.
He just uses menace, and it's very effective.
Yeah.
And then we cut to the kids, like, it's like Castle's like dragging his like sick sister up the like flight of stairs.
Yeah.
And Jimba Raw's just getting fucking skewered.
Yeah, Jimba Raw gets skewered by the basket-hilted broadsword. He gets fucking killed.
And like it's like, come on, like the number of times we see this man just like randomly pointing guns at people, and the one time he needed a gun the most.
And then Edward enters full Wile E. Coyote mode. He does not think anything about the next thing in front of him. You know? Don't look down and you won't fall. He's like, there's a sword on the wall. I'm gonna grab that fucking sword, I guess. It's like a rusted ass sword. He's not thinking about this. He's running up a flight of stairs.
He is tiny. He doesn't know how to do anything.
This knight attacks him with the high ground. He cannot penetrate the armor because of course he fucking can't. What does he do? Smart thing. Runs away. That doesn't work. So he just decides to do some fucking absolutely, like the most horrifically telegraphed move. Anyone could see this coming a million miles away. Frankly, it speaks to the fact that this armored knight does not appear to have any training at all in sword fight.
He's just doing this just because he likes suits of armor.
Because with a very simple forward thrust, and even one that like mechanically wouldn't give you the best advantage or the best reach. Casfall just fucking sticks this guy in the head, and then he falls off the little balcony they're on.
I mean, it just kind of continues this trend of like these sort of like these kids who just seem to be really good at murdering people.
Oh yeah,
which is going to be a major theme in Gundam.
Oh yeah, it's a big theme, and the fucking balcony they're on falls away, and we see Edward holding his sick sister up with his own body, up against a windowsill that's like boarded up, and he's just barely holding on there, and then it fades to the morning, where we see the investigators.
And Diablo has survived somehow. So again, why did that guy not have a gun? Why did he not just do his job correctly?
And then the investigators, they're discussing amongst themselves, having their what counts for technobabble for investigative characters, and then they hear about this guy Shu Yashima,
and then who has a daughter.
Yeah. This is one of those instances where they're just doing Gundam is being very Star Wars pilled. They're just taking someone who's going to be important later and putting them in the prequel here.
And the future is here. The future is here.
Yes, the future is here. Her name is Future, and Diablo reveals that he's been under surveillance for a really long time. And then the CEO guy is like, would you consider living in one of these other autonomous colonies, sort of state-like situations?
He owns the colony. He owns an entire fucking drum.
Yes.
And it's just like, why is this allowed? Honestly.
Yeah, honestly, it's because Megacorps. There's Megacorps. How else do you get the aristocracy? Without the Megacorps, you can't get the aristocracy in capitalism, right? In order to recreate the structures of the aristocracy under a capitalist mode of production, you have to centralize production and distribution and create like what amounts to a state within a state. And then there's just a guy in charge of that, and that's basically a duchy.
I mean, that colony is huge. It's supposed to like look like the Great Plains or something, and then they like raise cattle there or something. It's huge, and then one man owns that.
Yeah, it was built as a theme park, but it got abandoned because of an economic crisis.
Glad to see those are still happening in the future.
Of course, and then they introduced the daughter character who's gonna be in the next show. Just because it's Star Wars brained. It's very Star Wars brained.
And they also like she meets like Caspel and like Sayla for the first time. Like she just kind of glances at them. This does not get brought up any other time. Does not come up again. And then we get like a shot of a bunch really funny scene of a bunch of people like flying like peace symbols with like Nazi flags hanging in the background. It's really quite something.
Oh yeah, they have their signs are like peace on Munzo, form an alliance with Zeon. Form an alliance with who? Hold on. Join forces with Zahn, whatever that means. Zahn. And Earthnoids go home, which is fun. And Giran is soaking up the praise. His official title now is Director. He is Director Giran. His father is the chairman. So we have a kind of president chancellor situation here. So that's fun. He's the director of the National Campaign Department, so he's really more like the commander-in-chief of the armed forces.
Cassilia has decided to go with a different hairstyle.
Yes.
One that doesn't just like make her look like a five head.
Well, yeah, because she's in charge of like the space SS now, so she has to look cool now. Where before she could look aloof and weird, now she has to look more acceptable to like non-polite society.
And they're all
less dignified, more presentable.
And they all look like their eventual, like they're all wearing the uniforms they're gonna have later now.
Oh yeah.
She's like, though we are seeing her face, which is not something you see in the original show at all. I don't think. I think a couple times you see her without her like mask later on.
Yeah, maybe. So then we get
some more Garma content.
Oh yeah, we get some.
I forgot to talk about it, but there's a lot of Garma content in this in the last couple of episodes.
Oh yeah.
He's a real fan favorite for his relationship with his best friend later.
Yeah. And then we get Hammond.
We're gonna be messing this up for a while.
Later. We get Ham and Hamon's right here.
That's the cat.
Yeah.
Our co-host Haman.
Yeah, our co-host.
And Hammond is just fully Tamino approved.
Oh yeah.
Like she what is she wearing? She's wearing some sort of like black bodysuit with like a tie or something. It looks odd.
Yeah, they give her basically half a music video before a Federation officer is like this music sucks, I hate this, and then he grabs the microphone. And the immediate response he gets is to get punched by Ramba, who starts a one-man bar fight. The bartender fucking pads up his hands for him. The
Federation troops act like American caricatures in like Japanese propaganda.
Yeah.
And like, like that sort of like Momotaro's like Divine Warrior shit, which is a propaganda film depicting Momotaro, if you don't know, it's like this like Japanese child, samurai, like not samurai, like just a child, who like leads a little army of like animals, like a monkey and a pheasant or something, and a dog, into battle against the horrible evil American GIs. And they also do some manifest destiny with some baboon Polynesians, baboon and like animal, like tropical animal, like.
Let's not.
Yeah, it's like a whole thing. Okay, but I wanted to. I really want to talk about. I love.
We will get to that someday.
I want to talk about the Japanese propaganda anime.
Later.
Okay, that'll be a special someday.
Yes.
But yeah, it's
save it for the future Patreon.
Yeah, obviously we're aiming for the stars already.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. And then like this bar fight, this is like a solid 8 out of 10. Like anime bar fight, solid 8 out of 10. It ends with Ramba Rawl sticking the microphone in the original heckler's mouth and screaming at him to sing. Wife guy, and well, we'll get to it. And then Dozel shows up. Dozel Zabi, his mortal enemy from a few years ago.
Looking like some sort of like 40k commissar, like Warhammer, fucking like Imperium of Man officer.
Oh yeah, the Zeon. At this point it's not called Zeon yet. But the Zeon like uniform, what will become the Zeon uniform, is what they're wearing. And Dozel's the only guy who just wears the military uniform.
Yeah, rather than
he's just an admiral.
Rather than the like sort of more like Nazi or like sort of like, you know, like more Prussian uniform. Actually, I don't know how to describe it. It is more Prussian looking than some of the others. It is really weird. Like it leans more Prussian while being the wrong sort of colors, whereas like the others are Prussian but Nazi. At this point, right? Like, these are space Prussians, but, like, some of them are more Nazi than the other ones.
Oh, yeah. Dozel shows up and tries to recruit him, and Ramba Rawl puts up a kind of feeble resistance based on the fact that they murdered his fucking dad.
I mean, Ramba Rawl just, like, he acts like he has some serious brain damage from those bar fights.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's just a short-tempered weirdo, and he just screams all the time. And it seems to be a family tradition to have CTE by the age of 30.
And Dozel is like, I'm sorry your family, your like noble house was destroyed. That sucks for you, man. Anyway, come join me. And Ramba Raw's like, fuck it, I don't have anything better to do with my life. And he just does. He just goes with them. And they go to find the fucking Versailles Treaty tractor development fucking shit that Munzo's doing at this stage.
Yeah, the step they took, well before they were training with the Soviets, which great idea, guys.
Yeah. Before the no, that's actually when they were. That was the Soviets teaching them how to make tractors, which was actually the Germans teaching the Soviets how to make tanks in exchange for I forgot what. I'm pretty sure it was that they would make the tanks in the Soviet Union. But I could be wrong about that. It could be that it was through a third country. It was a complicated deal.
But basically both sides got tanks.
Specifically, they got experience building tracked vehicles. This is sort of like that. They have the mobile worker. Which is like a big robot that does work. It's just a big guy, basically.
And this is where we first get introduced to the Black Tri-Stars. 3 very, very impetuous knights.
Yes. So we see the mobile worker in its militarized version in a test against a guntank. and one of the guys who later become this group, he beats the shit out of the guntank. He just punches it. He has like a shield or something, and it gets shot by the guntank, and it's fine.
And 3 episodes in, we finally get the goddamn robots.
Yes.
Like, the guntank kind of counts, but, like, not really. Does a guntank count? The guntank is a guntank.
The guntank is a guntank. It's not the big robot.
It's not a mobile suit.
Yeah. It's a tracked vehicle. It doesn't count. It can't walk. It doesn't need an auto balancer. Anyway.
Doesn't have a fusion engine.
This doesn't either. Which is what I'm getting to here. They don't have a fusion reactor for it yet. They don't know how to miniaturize their fusion reactors, which I believe at this point are fucking huge. And there's not very many of them because it's difficult to do. Meaning that they're doing all of this shit they're doing, this heavy space colonization, like without like extremely cheap, like freakishly abundant energy. Meaning they're using like solar collectors and fission power to do all of this stuff. And some fusion. Which is pretty fun. From a world building standpoint. But anyway, it's hooked up to a bunch of fucking wires instead. For testing. But they expect that they'll have a reactor. After we see Ramba Raw have a meat-headed reaction as he slams one of his fists into his palm.
He's literally just like cool robot.
Yeah, he literally says, like, he doesn't say it, but everything about what he's doing says, "Wow, cool robot," and then that's the end of the episode.
And honestly, like, when you think about it, like, why are they developing this weapon? Why? It seems the entire, like, humanity just wanted a cool robot.
Yeah, it is just wow, cool robot. Wow, cool robot, end of episode. And that's episode 3. Except it's not. There is an after credit scene. Watch the fucking endings. There is an after credit scene where we see a civilian space launch, which is fun. Like 2-stage booster shuttle situation. And we meet Haro, the little robot, the mascot of Sunrise.
And I gotta note that, like, there's some, like, conflicting lore going on with, like, the space elevators here, because this is very short compared to some of the other space elevators we will see in Gundam.
It's not a space elevator, that's a ramp. It's a launch ramp.
Yeah, but, like, it's the thing. It's the rail.
No, the mass driver in that later series, those things don't require boosters. That's the point. The mass driver is the booster. That's why it's a treasure for all humanity. This is just a fucking ramp. It's a ramp, and you have a booster, and the booster goes at low altitude to get you through that part of the Earth's atmosphere that's just like a thick soup, and then the shuttle gets you into orbit.
But yeah, like, we're having, in this, like, after credits, we're finally getting Haro and Amuro Ray. Because it's a small world after all.
Oh, is that how the song goes?
I don't remember. It's been a while.
Yeah, I've never heard it. But we get a retcon. I'm gonna bring up something from other parts of the UC timeline now, because this pisses me off. Amuro is supposed to have built Haro himself, but instead they've made Haro a commercial product in universe, which it becomes after the war. Like in the first show, it's supposed to be how Amuro makes money. So, it's retconned. It's retconned away. Little boy Amuro gets his robot. His dad buys it for him.
And then they get, again, it's a small world, and Sayla and Casval are also in.
Not Casval, Edward.
Sorry.
Edward.
I can't keep track of this.
Get used to it for at least half an episode more.
All right. But, like, they're in the same airport and they just miss each other just a little. And actually, no, I think they literally see each other. And also like Mirai is there, I think.
Yes, Mirai is also there.
Again, can these people? Like,
everyone is there. The whole gang, not the whole gang is there, but a lot of the gang is there.
This has again, it's a Star Wars problem where it's like, oh, there's this magical force pulling everyone together to be at the right place at the right time always. You know, I am the Force and the Force is with me bullshit. But it is kind of annoying.
Yep. Yeah, it is. But honestly, I think it's tolerable, especially if you haven't seen the original show. And keep fucking spoilers for the original show like low. I'm gonna have to censor shit that you said. I'm gonna have to bleep stuff out.
Okay. Patreon cut. We'll have a Patreon cut with all the spoilers.
No, I probably won't save the unedited version. Fuck that shit.
Oh, come on. I want some of that stuff out there.
Okay, yeah. When we set up a Patreon, the Patreon cuts will also include everything from before I do the fucking clap. Everything before I do the clap.
No, please don't.
So that you can hear all of our inane conversations.
No, just have a cut with like just to spoil stuff.
Yeah. No. See, what you would pay for is a worse cut. Is like a worse version of the show is what you would pay for.
And also, like, you know, like...
And some extra content.
The problem is this is a prequel. It's a prequel. You have to... It's hard to talk about prequels without getting all woo at it. You know, like,
yeah,
ooh,
but
it's a
you
thing.
need to, Thank you for listening to Anti-Earth Union Radio. There you go.
And we will see you next time when we cover Legends of the Galactic Heroes.